Good morning. Happy Moon Day. This week, we are coming off of all of this eclipse energy. Mercury is still retrograde in Aries. Most folks would consider us still under eclipse season. It's only been a few days since our second eclipse. So there might still be some residual stuff around whatever those eclipses brought up for you. But the main major shift happening this week is Mars enters Cancer. And so I'll do a whole podcast episode about it this week. It moves there on Wednesday, which is the 10th. So we'll start seated. I don't know if I said that on the recording yet or not, but if you want to have, I always encourage sitting on something if you can. I'm sitting on a rolled blanket, or if you want to sit on a pillow or a meditation cushion or whatever, bolster, blanket, towel, something to just get your hips up a little bit higher than your knees, back so you can see. So there's the rolled blanket. And so then when you sit on that, it allows your sort of knees to come down and spine to be long. So as you're arriving here in the seated position, can you just notice how your hips feel left to right? Which leg do you have in front? Does that have kind of an implication on what your hips are up to? Can you notice if your spine is extending directly up from your hips, or are you leaning forward, leaning back, or something? Where are your hands landing? Does that feel comfortable? And can you just more fully arrive into the present moment by noticing your breath? Noticing the natural state of your breath. Noticing if there's any movement happening as you breathe. How your shoulder blades feel on your back. If your hands are all the way at the end of your lap, it could be that your shoulder blades are kind of moving across the back, away from each other, maybe even some sense of rounding forward. So I personally like to place my hands, more near my hips. So I can bring my shoulder blades back some. And can you create a sense of expansiveness on your inhales? So as you inhale, perhaps you feel your belly expand, maybe even your rib cage, sides of the rib cage, back of the rib cage expand, perhaps even rise on your inhale. And then on your exhale, can you feel all of that soften, contract? And then just continue to deepen your breath, riding the wave of your breath into body awareness, into present moment awareness. And we'll just do a short little movement practice before we get so much into our meditation. So Mars is a fiery planet. Cancer rules over the chest and the heart space. So with that in mind, with an inhale, we'll bring the hands out and up. And just link breath with movement here. Exhale, hands come out and down. And feel your shoulder blades move across the back. So inhale as your hands come out and up, your shoulder blades should hopefully feel like they're moving out and up also on the spine. When you reach the top, shoulder blades are very broad. Exhale, hands come out and down. Can you feel your shoulder blades moving down the back and towards each other? It's called retraction of the shoulder blades. Inhale out and up. Linking breath with movement. Can you even create like a pause at the top that feels natural? Exhale, hands come out and down. When you reach the bottom of the movement, bottom of the exhale, can you create a little pause? Not like holding your breath. If it feels like holding your breath, then just go ahead and switch directions of the movement of breath. But can you slow the breath down so much that that suspension just feels natural? So then next time we inhale the hands out and up, with an exhale, we'll cactus the arms. And so you might like to lean back, lift the front of the heart as you cactus, and inhale, hands reach up, exhale, cactus. So with the cactus, can you use the muscles between your shoulder blades to really pull the elbows back, pull your shoulder blades towards each other, and then inhale, the low front ribs come down as you lift your arms. So exhale, you might back bend slightly. Can you keep the back of the neck long by sliding the ears back? Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. And inhale and reach. And next time you exhale and cactus, With an inhale, we'll just pause, maybe lean back any amount more, and then exhale, twist to one side. Inhale through center, exhale, twist the other way. So keeping those elbows about shoulder height. Can you see how much twist you have? Do you have more one direction or the other? Inhaling through center, exhale side to side. Can you keep that sense of moving with the breath? So it's a smaller movement here. So can you perhaps slow it down to keep your breath nice and deep and smooth and even? Inhale through center, exhale. Next time you twist right, we'll bring that left hand down. Right hand comes to either the low back, or if you can reach the ground or the mat, or maybe that right hand reaches around for left hip crease. With an inhale, can you lift the front of your heart any amount more? Exhale, twist any amount deeper. And then with the next exhale, we'll just close out, keeping the left hand where it is. Right hand comes over top and press the rib cage back into the shoulder blades, breathing into the back of the heart. So maybe you drop your chin towards the chest here. And breathe. And then with an inhale, we'll keep the right hand to the left knee and lift the heart as you unwind, twist left. So that left hand will same thing, either to the lower back, to the mat or prop, or maybe reaches around for right hip crease. With an inhale, can you lift your heart? So lift rib cage up. Exhale, twist any amount deeper. And then with an inhale, we'll unwind. The hands can just come back to the lap. With an exhale, we'll rock back on the pelvis. Rib cage presses back into shoulder blades. Inhale as you roll forward. So just a little bit of seated cat-cow. So as you exhale, and you push that rib cage back into shoulder blades, belly button to spine. Really hold on to your knees as you inhale. Pull your heart forward, pull your shoulder blades back. Keep the back of the neck long. Same thing as you exhale and lengthen through the back side of the body. Can you keep the front of the neck long, front of the body long? And just move through your own range of motion here. Really thinking about the movement of the rib cage, especially through this seated cat-cow. If you wanted to start to add on any other movements here, if you want to just continue forward and back, feeling your pelvis rocking, feeling your rib cage really shining forward and then pressing back, or maybe you want to move side to side, maybe you want to circle your head, maybe you want to move your rib cage in circles. Just really think about still moving through your complete range of motion with your spine, hopefully. Maybe you don't want to move your shoulders side to side. Just create any amount of movement that feels right to you, continuing to move with your breath. So about 3 more full breaths with that practice, either just rolling through seated cat-cow or adding any other movements that feel nice and right to you. And then with the next inhale, we'll find a neutral spine. Just come back to your regular seated position. Maybe you want to switch the orientation of your legs, switch which one's in front, and just find your comfortable meditation posture. So it could be that you remain seated. It could be that you lay down. If that feels like it would be more supportive of you remaining in meditation, and we'll always want to encourage what's going to allow your spine to remain the longest. What's going to allow you to keep that spine as long as possible. If you know that you have a tendency to sort of start to slump or something as you're meditating, that's good awareness, and can you choose a shape that will allow you to keep your spine as long as possible with a sense of ease to doing that. If it feels like a lot of work to meditate seated, it's good practice, but also you have my permission to choose a different shape if it's going to feel more comfortable and easeful for you. So for this meditation, as you're arriving into your posture, lengthening the spine any amount more, you might like to bring your hands to your heart. You're welcome to keep them down on your lap or down by your sides or wherever. You might, if you get tired of holding them at your heart, you're welcome to release them at any point. But you might like to press one palm into the heart and the other palm into the back of that hand and just create a sense of pressing, a sense of connectedness to the heart. And as you arrive there, again, it's okay to just not do that. It's okay to let your hands fall away at any point if it feels like sort of work to keep them there. If you feel like you're scrunching up your shoulders or something to keep them there, then just let it go. But can you notice your breath again? Can you notice if there's any movement happening with your breath? And as you inhale, can you create a sense of lift and expansiveness through your heart? So potentially also through your belly. So inhale, belly expands, but can you feel that rib cage lift up into your hands? And exhale, feel that space fall, contract. Same with your belly. So we want the belly and the rib cage moving, expanding on the inhale, softening, contracting, falling on the exhale. And can you just be with that for a few rounds, deepening the breath? Again, only to that comfortable maximum. So only to the point where you feel like you're breathing as deeply and smoothly and evenly as you can without feeling like you're gripping or holding the breath, just to make it take longer. And then as you feel that sense of expansion and contraction with your breath, perhaps also with your hands on the heart, can you feel a sense of warmth, perhaps, with your hands on your heart, or just tap into that sense of your heart space, your inner radiance, sometimes called your inner radiant light that might reside there right at your heart. Can you make contact with that, with your awareness, whether it's a physical sensation of warmth with your hands at your heart, or a more felt sense of your inner light? Can you just bring your awareness really deeply to that place and to that sense? And with each breath now, can you feel that sense of, as you inhale, sort of fanning the flames at your heart, and exhale, watching that flame, that inner radiance, that inner divine light grow a little brighter, a little warmer. And perhaps from just a little spark or little candle-like flame at your heart center, you envision it growing bigger, brighter, warmer, still riding the wave of your breath. Reciprocally pressing your hands into your heart and breathing your heart into your hands. And can you feel or create a sense of that inner radiant light expanding now up into your collarbones, your shoulders, down all the way to the base of your rib cage? So this inner radiant light expanding from your heart place to the entirety of your torso, perhaps now. Can you notice any sensations as you breathe and let this felt sense of warmth and light expand? Now, perhaps even up into your neck, down into your arms. With another breath, letting that light expand down to your elbows, forearms, perhaps even to your wrists and hands. What sensations are coming up for you as you Inhale and feel that warmth grow. Exhale and feel the light expand within your being. And now can you feel the warmth and light traveling down your torso to your pelvis, your hips, perhaps even into your legs? Another inhale, the light growing warmer and brighter. With another exhale, the warmth and light coming down into your legs, to your knees, all the way to your feet and toes. Another inhale, that light at your heart space growing brighter and warmer. With an exhale, the light moving up through your neck to your head, maybe even out the crown of your head. And so with an inhale, can you feel that heart pressing into your hands, that sense of warmth originating from your heart place, expanding all through your being now, and perhaps even radiating just slightly around your being. And with each exhale, now maybe you envision that light expanding to the corners of the room you're in. Inhaling to tap back into that warmth at your heart place. Exhale, filling the room you're in with radiant warmth, love, and light. Inhale again, tapping into that warmth right at your heart center. Exhale, maybe you have envisioned this light expanding beyond the room you're in, the places around your home, to perhaps the town you're in, or even further. Then can you tap again into the felt sense of filling your entire being with this radiant warmth and light? Can you notice places in your body that feel this warmth more than others? Are there any noticeable sensations in your body? Can you still feel your heart lifting into your hands? Again, it's okay if your hands fell away or were never at your heart center, but can you feel this sense of inhale? Heart lifts, creating a sense of expansion and radiance on your inhale, exhaling to bring that radiance brighter, deeper inwards. And then with a few rounds of breath now, we'll just tap back into that bright, warm light right at your heart center. Inhale, feel the heart expand. Exhale, contract, turn inward. Tapping into this bright, radiant light right at your heart space that you carry with you everywhere you go. It has the capacity to brighten up the whole room, the whole world. And can you feel that inner warmth and radiance expanding to your hands, bringing a sense of light and warmth to everything you touch throughout your day? And then as you feel ready, just let the hands perhaps fall away from the heart. If you like, you're welcome to keep them there. And then can you just let your breath return to its normal state if you're breathing deeply for our meditation? And then just feel the effects on your body, on your being. And then as you feel ready, you might flutter your eyes open and return to waking awareness state. And perhaps let an intention for the week arise naturally in your awareness. If one doesn't come immediately, don't try to force it. It's okay. With an inhale, we'll bring hands to heart center in the Anjali Mudra. You're welcome to place the palms back on the heart if you enjoyed that. Exhale, knowledge of the head bows to the wisdom of the heart. And if you set an intention or one came to you, with one deep inhale, we'll breathe life into that intention, and exhale to send it where you intend it to go, out into the ethers, into the universe. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. Together we say, Namaste. So happy Monday. Happy almost Mars in Cancer. Hope you tap into that warmth and light from your heart at that, during the next couple months of that transit.